If you're using one of these guys, you're probably using it incorrectly for your pre or post workout. I'm going to give you the 3 biggest mistakes on what people are doing wrong when using the massage gun. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, that people are using these particular devices. They're doing bone smashing. So they're probably putting it on their kneecaps or on their traps, right close to their cervical neck. They're probably putting it on right onto the clavicle bone, and hurting themselves when using knives. They're probably cranking it all the way up. And bone smashing is not the way to go, to make it feel better when you're using these particular tools. Because if you're doing bone smashing, like you're right up on your elbow right here, this is a bone that I'm getting into. If I turn this on and smash it right there, it's just gonna bounce right off of my body, and that is not good for the body. We don't want that to happen. We shouldn't be getting around the kneecaps anyways when you use a massage gun, or the back of the knee. I know there's muscle, that goes into the knee when it's behind, but you don't want to do that. You want to get at least below or slightly above the kneecap. You want to stay away from your elbow. You want to stay away from your clavicle. You want to stay away from your neck. You also want to stay away from your hip flexors as well. You can get below the hip joint, around this particular area, but you do not want to smash the bone right on your hip joint. It is not safe. It's not good for you. It's going to hurt your body, and definitely you don't want. Mistake number 2, that people are using these incorrectly, is that they're cranking the speed all the way up. So they're basically cranking it to the high velocity. You want to use the high velocity on the meatier parts of your body, like your pecs, a little bit of your traps, your forearms, your quads, your hamstrings as well. Those are good areas, your calves. But with high velocity, if it is hurting you at a high max speed, you don't need that. Just crank that down to where it's a good medium to low speed. Then you'll be a-okay with feeling a lot better. You don't need to crank it all the way up. This device is not meant to be cranked all the way up and forced into your body to be able to, feel better afterwards. You don't need that. Just crank it down to a start of a low to medium. Sometimes I will start at the high, but that I've been using it for a while. And if you're new to using these type of devices, then start with the low to medium, because you don't want it to be hurting. You don't want it to feel numb. You don't want it to increase more pain in your body. You want to feel better after using it, not worse. So a lot of people will start doing that. They'll start cranking it all the way up to the high velocity. Don't do that. That's not good for you. Just start at a good, reputable speed for you. You can start high, but after a while, if it starts hurting, go down to low, go down to medium. Now, if it's still hurting after using these devices, then that means you are doing it wrong. That's 100% fact. You're using it wrong if you are not using it correctly. Mistake number 3 of using this incorrectly: you do not want to be using this aimlessly and leaving it on a particular body part for a very, very long time. You want to be able to go over the body part that is hurting, but you're not going to be leaving it there for a really, really long time. You want to be able to go up and down, but don't be aimlessly paintbrushing yourself also. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be able to get that area and then hold it there for 30 seconds and move on to the next area. You can do this. This is fine. This is a-okay, but not doing this. That's not a-okay. You don't want to be just sitting here and letting it pound your chest or pound your quads or hamstrings for a really, really long time. And so that a lot of people will do that. They'll just do this. They'll do this. They'll be like, because they're probably on their phone looking at TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever they're doing. And so the key things of how to use this is that it's like a foam roller. You're going to hold it there for a good 10, 15, 30 seconds, move on to the next spot. 10, 15, 30 seconds, move on to the next spot. You do not want to leave it there on that just one particular spot. You'll start to know if you're leaving it there for a really long time is by simply feeling a burning sensation. It's starting to go numb. It's starting to feel weird. Your body is starting to feel weird. And so you do not want that to happen. You want to be able to just max 10, 15, 30 seconds, warm your body up. that is how you use that for. Alrighty, that is it for today's video on how to use this particular item. Let's recap a little bit. So for mistake number 1, you do not want to be doing bone smashing where you're smashing anything closer to the big bony areas. Those are going to be your landmarks. You can get everything around the area like your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, your forearms, your biceps, your pecs, not the clavicle. And then make sure with the traps as well, stay away from the front of the neck. Those are a lot of bony and a lot of veins in that area, so you do not want to be hurting yourself with that. With mistake number 2, the max speed trap. So if you can start out at a high velocity speed, but if it starts to hurt, bring it down to a lower speed or medium speed. If you're new to it, start out with the lower speed and the medium speed because you don't want your body to be guarding. You want it to be nice and comfortable as just like a foam roller. If you're starting out with using these type of devices, be careful, consult with a professional that uses these or a friend that uses these. But if you don't have one, then go back to the foam roller or lacrosse balls as well. And then mistake number 3 is making sure that you're not aimlessly leaving it on a particular body part as well, just leaving it there and letting it hit that area. You want to lightly brush it over, and remember that you're not going to just be like paintbrushing yourself. You want to be able to make sure that you are getting the necessary areas for at least 10 to 30 seconds. If it starts to burn, that means you're warming up the tissue too much. Too much is like making it numb. Too much vibration is not good for you. You don't need that. Definitely just, 10, 15, 30 seconds. If you feel like you need it longer, 45 seconds to a minute is fine, a-okay. But you don't want to leave. Just doing this, leaving it there, letting it hit, nah, that doesn't work, for that area. You want to be able to just lightly massage it out comfortably at a low to the high rep of that speed for that. But that is it for today's video. Thank you for tuning in to the Elite Sports Recovery and Performance YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe below and like and follow for more. See you guys later.